Hi guys, how are you? Hope you are doing good. Welcome back to the channel Agriculture Makes Strong. Today let us discuss about rubber plantation and we will be discussing about in detail plantation of the rubber. Let's go into the video. If you are new to this channel, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. We will be discussing about the introduction of the crop rubber, and we will be discussing about the soil and climate requirements, propagation methods, planting methods and intercultural operations, and manures and fertilizers, tapping, how tapping process has been occurring and what is the tapping occurring in the rubber plantation, and we will be discussing about the yield, how much the yield we are getting a year of the plantation of the rubber plant. Coming to the introduction to the rubber, here you can see the rubber is very important plantation method and it is a commercial one which is giving the major production, and you can see that it is only grown in the rubber belt regions. And if you observe the picture here, you can see this is the plantation of the rubber, how they are, the trees are very straight, tall and sturdy, and you can see it is very useful, and the natural order is like Euphorbiaceae, and the commercial one in the rubber is Hevia brasilensis is the commercial one which is used for the commercial production. And if you talk about the roots, it will be developing the tap root system and laterals. It is very important for the growth. And coming to the leaves, leaves are trifoliate with long petioles. Flowers are unisexual, small and fragrant. And coming to the staminate flowers, they are small and numerous, and pollination is by the insects. And the latex vessels are present in all parts of the tree except in the wood. Coming to Coming to the soil and climate requirements of the rubber, we will see that the regions which are lying within the 100 degree latitude on either side of the equator, which is highly suitable for the rubber cultivation. And coming to the temperature ranging from 25 to 34 degrees Celsius will be good for the rubber plantation, and the rainfall should be like 200 to 250 centimeters or 2000 to 4500 mm. This will be useful and very important for the rubber plantation. If we see the soils, mainly they are well drained in the acidic soils of red laterite loams or clayey with the pH varying of 4.5 to 6 pH. These are the climate and the soil requirements for the rubber plantation. Coming to the propagation of the rubber, the best way to propagate the rubber plants is to plant the cuttings in the soil, and there are three different methods to propagate the rubber plants like green budding, brown budding and crown budding. Coming to the picture here, here is the some of the pictures. You can see how the propagation has been occurring, and taken care that the propagation has to be taken in the right way, so that there will be a development in the plant. This is the main important one which is happening in the rubber. Here the plantation of the rubber. The plantation of the rubber, the very important optimum for the cultivation, the season is June to July. And coming to the planting material, spacing, population, here you can see that the budded plants and the seedlings. In the budded plants, the like hilly areas, you can see 6.7 into 3.4 has been taken the spacing, and population is like 445. In the plains, 4.5 into 4.5, and the population per hectare is 420. Coming to the seedlings, like hilly areas, 6.1 into 3.0, and population per hectare will be like 539. Plains like 4.6 into 4.6, the population per hectare will be seen like 479. This is about the plantation in the rubber. And coming to the intercultural operations of the rubber, what are the intercultural operations happening in the rubber plantation is like the intercropping and the cover cropping. Coming to the intercropping is very benefited for any crop. If we keep the intercropping, the crops are very suitable, like ginger, turmeric and tuber crops and vegetables are very suitable for the intercropping of the rubber. And coming to the cover cropping, it is very helpful for the slopy regions where they can prevent the soil erosion. And the cover cropping will also helps in the enhancing the fertility, and it also controls the growth of the weed and with the temperature maintenance. These are the two intercultural operations which is benefiting the yield of the rubber plantation in the field. And coming to the manures and fertilizers of the rubber plantation, here you can see it is very important that the manures like 10 to 12 kg of rotten organic manure and 225 grams of rock phosphate can be applied for each pit. The dosage of this can be recommended up to like 4th year of the planting. In the manures and fertilizers of the rubber plantation, like if we see the soils, in the soils there will be cases like two cases. First one is like magnesium deficient soils and second one is like magnesium rich soils. In magnesium deficient soils, we should take manures in the updated format like this: 10:10:4:1.5 nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, manganese, and at the rate of 100, 400, 500 and 400 kg per hectare should be applied during the first year to 4th year of the rubber plantation in the case of magnesium deficient soils. And coming to the magnesium rich soils, we are taking like 12:12:6 of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium at the rate of 85, 340, 430 and 340 kg per hectare can be accordingly applied. And from the 5th year onwards, the dosage should be changed, like NPK mixture of 10:10:10 at the rate of 300 kg per hectare or 900 grams per tree is recommended. These are the manures and fertilizers which are recommended for the rubber plantation. In the plant growth, tree girth plays a major role in the tapping, and the tree girth increases every year. If the tree girth shows like the first year it will be like 5 centimeters, in the second year 10 centimeters, and the third year 15 centimeters. The girth rate would be faster after the third year and reaches about the 30 centimeters at the end of the 4th year. And the latex production increases every year up to 11th year. In the first year of the tapping, about 65 to 70% of tree becomes matured for the operation for the tapping. This is about the plant growth. Coming to the tapping, it is very important process by which the latex is collected from the rubber tree. What is meant by latex? Latex means the milky juice that is extracted here in the rubber and which is the natural source for the rubber. Here you can see that how the latex has been collecting. For the collecting the latex, you should have like by slicing a groove into the bark of the tree of the depth of 1/4, the latex is harvested. By making the groove in the bark at the depth of 1/4, you can harvest the latex. And the height of the rubber tree should be like 125 to 130 centimeters. For how many times we can tap the rubber plant? Like in a year will be like 200 to 325 times. And here if you observe, ethereal is recommended after the light scraping. Ethereal is recommended at 5% AI concentration with a brush below the tapping cut, and ethereal should be done after a drought period. It is very important, and this is the process of tapping. And coming to the next one, In the rubber plantation, the yield will be based on the method of propagation. And what the method of propagation we are selecting, it will directly proportional to the yield. And yield will reach us to the high peak in the 14 to 15 years of planting. And average annual yield of the rubber will be like 375 to 400 kg per hectare from the seedlings. In the bundled plants, like 800 to 1000 kg per hectare will be taken. And this is the yield of the rubber plant. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel.